and others to move this motion. Mr. President, this motion is co-sponsored by my colleagues, Senator Titus Zam Tatenge and Senator Emmanuel Menga Udende, as well as Senator Moye Tony, Anambra North. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, this motion is on the local government election that took place on the 5th of October in Benue State. Mr. President, the Senate notes that in a federation, elections are the backbone of democracy, allowing citizens to choose their representatives at various levels of government, and the right to franchise of citizens in Nigeria is sacrosanct and constitutionally guaranteed under Section 77 to 91 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended, especially focusing on the citizens' right to vote and be voted for in all electoral processes. Also, Senate notes that on the 5th of October 2024, local government council elections were scheduled to hold in Benue State and in other parts of Nigeria. And while the electors excitedly trooped out in their numbers to exercise their franchise to elect leaders who will represent their will at the local councils, they waited for hours in vain, as neither electoral materials nor electoral officers showed up in many parts of the polling stations, and where a semblance of elections took place, winners were denied certificates of return. The Senate further notes that in most places, elections took place in the private homes of the chieftains of the ruling party, making the entire process a mere coronation of candidates of the ruling party, and not a proper election is contemplated under the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended. And equally notes that the provisions of Section 197 of the said Constitution, together with the third schedule, Part 2, of the Constitution have been grossly breached, and the said local government elections of 5th October 2024 in Benue State and in some parts of Nigeria were marred by rampant manipulation, thus thwarting the goal of establishing truly representative local governments in Nigeria. Accordingly, the Senate resolves to condemn the Benue State Independent Electoral Commission's blatant disregard for democratic principles in the sham local government elections of Sunday, 5th October 2024. 2. Urge the Benue State Independent Electoral Commission to conduct elections in those places where elections did not hold and allow the people to choose the representatives of their choices. 3. Also urge relevant government institutions to nullify the sham elections and do the right thing in line with laid down principles of law. And finally, further urge the federal government to deny allocations to local government councils where selections were done akin to appointment of caretaker committees. Mr. President, I so submit.
Am I right? The local government elections.
The local government was supposed to take place in Benue State. Yeah.
Where a man of God, a reverend father, is the governor. Am I right? Because I'm worried about the title. The title says sham local government. It does a governor, a man of God. Is that how he titled his local government election? Sham local government election?
The fact is, he's just putting it mildly. It was a charade. It wasn't an election at all.
Is there any seconder to this motion? Yes. I said, which governor? And he said that the governor is a reverend father. A reverend father. A reverend father. A reverend father. The man of God. And you are describing the election as sham. Well, I don't know. I wasn't there, but we will take the motion. If there is any seconder, we'll take the motion. You want to second the motion? Yes, the motion that there was a sham election in in Benue State? No, Zab doesn't like controversy. Let me take the Senior Senator Udende. Udende is a much more calm man.
Thank you, Mr. President. Emmanuel Memga Udende. I represent the very good people of Benue Northeast.
Are you seconding the motion from the PDP?
I stand to second the motion.
From the PDP?
Yes.
Okay.
Lord, there was no election.
Yeah, you said?
No election. There was no election in Benue. Whether APC or what, there was no election. I am. Okay. The fact that I'm in APC, I cannot support what is wrong.
Well, you are not you are a senator of the Federal Republic.
Yes.
You are not a senator for APC once you enter here.
Yes. So I stand to...
And you are not a senator for PDP.
Yes.
So you speak senator in the national interest.
But Mr. President, I stand...
I've noted your contribution. The two senators are.
Erudite Senate President, my distinguished colleagues, I am Senator Dr. Titus Tatengizam. I represent Benue Northwest Senatorial District. Distinguished colleagues, I have reason to support, second, associate, approve, recommend, identify with the motion moved by my colleague, distinguished Senator Abba Patrick Muru, and seconded by my dear brother, distinguished Senator Emmanuel Memga Udende. Mr. Senate President, you will see that all of us from Benue State, from across party lines, have co-sponsored this motion. And it speaks to the fact that this is a matter for our concern, not just as senators, but as ambassadors of the good people of Benue State, who have cried to us and have asked us to voice this charge out in these hallowed chambers for the attention of our colleagues, so that collectively we shall find a way towards resolving this heinous political crime that is being committed at the subnational levels of this country. You will agree with me that in a democracy, election is not just a mere political activity. It is supposed to be an avenue where our mandate, our authority to provide leadership is derived from. That's the whole essence of election in a democracy. And this edifice called democracy, which we are all enjoying, didn't just come about, Mr. Senate President. People sacrifice so much to bring about this democracy that is being deliberately deconstructed, destroyed, annihilated, and dismembered by a select few leaders at the subnational level. And it calls for concern. All the investments that were put into the struggle to bring about democracy in this country is being rubbished by our leaders at the subnational level. Therefore,
when you mean subnational level, explain.
I'm talking about states.
By your leaders in
by our state governors, our leaders in the state across party lines. Watch what happened in Rivers State. That is not an APC controlled state. It's a PDP controlled state. And elsewhere, I'm not sure Mr. Senate President escaped it completely in his own state of Akpabio. So, this is a national malaise that needs our attention, sir. As elucidated in this motion, we all went to Benue thinking there was going to be local government election. I went to my own council ward, in my own village, only discovered that elections were conducted in Government House and results announced. And to show that they themselves did not believe in what they did, the so-called winners of the election were sworn in at 4 a.m. on Sunday. We woke up on Monday to see pictures that local government councils were inaugurated. That speaks to the fact that even the owners of those stolen drums could not beat the drums in the market square. They had to swear the so-called winners in Government House in the night of Sunday.
4 a.m. in
4 a.m. in the night on Sunday.
By the time you woke up to go to...
We only saw pictures that inauguration had taken place.
But that was the time the father went for a mass. So he decided to finish it before doing the 5 a.m. mass.
But that shouldn't be the case, sir. What about an official function?
Well, your pathetic story is appreciated to comment.
Thank you very much, sir.
The dismissed Deputy Senate President, you may wish to cap it up because I want to go into the prayers. This coming particularly from the minority leader becomes very worrisome. But unfortunately, it is supported by the 2 senators of the majority party, and there are 3 of them from that state. So really, very worrisome. This calls for more inquisition. So you may wish to comment.
Thank you, Mr. And indeed, all lovers of democracy in Nigeria, we need to speak out. It's quite wrong when someone has an opportunity in this manner, like what is happening on the floor of the Senate today, and one does not try to contribute to this debate. One should try to contribute. Well, if you are not given the chance to contribute, you've done your best, but you must contribute. The reason is this: it is really known to everyone that the underpinning, the bedrock of every democracy is the right of the people to elect their leaders in a free and fair election. Yes. But the sad commentary is that we all know that we don't have anything like free and fair election in our local governments in the way and manner we elect those that lead our local governments in this country across party lines. It's known to everyone, even the child, even anyone on the street knows that. Because anytime this fact is known to everyone. The so-called elections that are held at local councils, local government areas, nobody even goes out to vote. People don't go out to vote any longer. Elections are announced, and on the day of election, when you go out, you don't see anybody on the street. Nobody goes to the polling areas. Nobody goes out to vote because the results have already been written sometime a week before the election. Before the elections, results were written. They are always written before such elections. So we all know this problem. In fact, Mr. President, it's a national calamity. It's a democratic calamity. I don't know what those people that fought to bring about democracy in this country are feeling the way they are feeling now. I know they are sad.
DSP, please don't make us to cry. Because the way